Like, so let's talk about the amazing results, right? Target, Walmart, Home Depot, all three of these we put in our portfolio as plays for Curzio Research Advisory. We sold Home Depot a little bit early for a nice profit. We still have Target and Walmart in it. But talk about, I mean, these results are insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just try to fathom. I mean, it was $20-some billion in quarter, and just stop and think about, like, billions are thrown around all the time. So that's easy to just sit there and read through, and especially on our jobs. It's like, okay, did they beat? Did they raise? What are they saying? But I mean, I don't know if you talked about it in your intro, but it's hilarious when you're allowed to stay open no matter what. I mean, talk about having a heads up on the competition. And they're staples. You need them. Target is impressive just because, and Walmart too. But Target just has a nicer feel. The logistics, the efficiency that goes on behind those companies, the management teams, they're so good and so regular, I guess, that you take it for granted. But the big news that I got was $4.5 billion in stock repurchases. They're probably going to start next year. So it's not like these stocks aren't performing well. It's not like they're near 52-week, not near 52-week highs. And so that shows you the momentum they have that's kind of here to stay.
And it's amazing, Dan, because when I look at these companies that they were deemed essential to stay open, but mom and pop, a lot of these organizations were not. Even Amazon, and Amazon we've had in our portfolio for a while, up over 200% on it. But just if you're looking at Amazon, you're looking at Walmart, you're looking at Target. For people who never shopped there before, they were forced to shop there, and especially online, where online it seems like it's a higher number, but I think it's like 13% of all retail sales are online. Only 13%, might be more now. I think I looked about 4 months ago. But what does that do? Well, you go to Amazon and you realize, wow, holy cow, this thing's amazing, right? You're being forced on it, and now you're forced on it and going like, wow, I don't even have to leave my house. I can just have free shipping, become a Prime member, automatically sent to my house, towels, paper towels, toilet paper, whatever you need. And once they kind of grab hold of you, especially with all the algorithms and everything like that, they're going to know what you want. They're going to give you discounts. And, I went to Home Depot to get a vanity for my bathroom. And it was amazing. I've been going to Home Depot forever, but just going there, the girl's like, hey, you know what? If you fill out a card, you can get $75 off the purchase, $300. It's nice. The sink and vanity is pretty cool for a bathroom. And I was like, wow. I said, I think we already, have a card. They're like, no, you can have up to 5. But she did everything she can. She gave us $75 off. But the point is that experience, they understand Amazon, Target, Walmart, Home Depot. They understand you're getting new people in there. Treat them great. Give them everything, because now they're going to be customers for life. And this is a new audience where you're increasing your total addressable market. It's no surprise. But what does that do for everybody else? Because when things do start opening, and some have opened, you're not really seeing that demand, right? From a lot of these businesses. It seems like a lot of mom and pop stores are going to wind up going out of business.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's one good story about customer service. Very rarely those aren't the norm anymore. So it's good when you run into somebody like that. Yeah, I think everybody's going to have to pick up slack and operate where they can. I think if you don't kind of cater to those new customers and give as good of an experience, people are going to lose. That's old-fashioned capitalism. But again, if you're a mom and pop store and you kind of had to shut down, or you don't have the resources and stuff like that, you can get into the unfair argument. But that's the reality. And the management teams wouldn't be, I think Target's looking at raising their dividend or staying on pace to, and buying back shares if they didn't see this momentum continuing into the future. So, vaccine or no vaccine, Walmart and Targets are pretty damn good bets. And they're boring, so they're good to have in your portfolio and be like, oh, guess what? We're up 30, 20%, whatever we are. It's not a worrisome thing. If the market's down 10%, you're not panicking that you own Target.
No, it's a good point. And you mentioned vaccines. We saw the news come out, 94 to 95% effective from Pfizer and BioNTech and Moderna. Those 2 vaccines, fantastic news, right? I mean, this is great news all around.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen all of a sudden. Let me ask you, are you going to take the vaccine when it comes out?
No. Next question.
So you're not going to take it?
No, I'm nervous about all that. But I come from the attitude of, I try to avoid all that in general. With the data did you talk about any data and deaths in your intro? Did you piss everybody off?
I broke it down. Hopefully I didn't bore everyone to death, but I was amazed because, before this podcast, real quick, Dan, I do as I close my door all day. I'm doing research. I try to make it as relevant as possible up to the date. So we tape these things on Wednesday and we get this out on Wednesday. We have a great crew that tapes it, that puts everything out there in video now and also on iTunes. And I just went crazy with data today because I was just surprised. I was just surprised that you're closing schools. And I said, let me really look at the data. And even the data didn't even show, other than Texas, of kids under 18 that are dying from COVID. But yeah, I did share that data.
And again, I don't want anybody to get it. I don't wish anything on anybody. But for me, when you keep looking at data and the death rates and if you're at risk or not, and how this is handled to kind of everything else with the vaccine race and from flus to sicknesses to diseases and all that, it really makes me skeptical. So it's not that I don't believe all the data. I don't think anybody's lying about the 95% or whatever effectiveness or all that's over my head. But to the extent of when I dumb it down to think, hey, if I'm not in the risk zone, other than my back right now, I'm a pretty healthy guy. And, so no, I would avoid that. But I wanted to get it in the hands of the people that are genuinely fearful of leaving their house because it breaks my heart that you have older people that are lonely and have been lonely for months. I've had some family issues. I've been to Ohio several times this year. I couldn't imagine going and not seeing my older grandparents and, people, you're putting them at risk. Now they're fine. But, I feel for them. You hear of friends and stuff that are in homes or whatever that haven't had human contact with anybody. That's heartbreaking. So anything that we can get back to more normal, I'm for. But no, I'm not going to be lining up to take that thing.
So then let me ask you this question. If you're not lining up to take it and there's a lot of people that aren't, and I get it. Like if I wasn't going to take it, but the fact is I really don't want to.
Yeah, but you're getting old, Frank. No.
Listen, I hate wearing masks. I really do. I just the fact that you have to wear a mask when you're not sick is just mind-boggling to me. I get it. I'm going to wear it because I understand there's people. It's going to make them feel safe, even though seriously, guys, someone who does the data, there's no real studies out showing that masks work. If they worked, you wouldn't see massive spreads in Europe, which we're seeing right now, because they mandated it. It wasn't like here where you're like, F it, I'm going to wear a mask.
Yeah.
No, you go to jail. You get in trouble.
You got to take it with some salt. But I've seen some videos on Twitter, and I know that they can be doctrines. But yeah, people are getting the hell beat out of them or arrested for not wearing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like out of Subway and things. Like, damn.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So I guess even if when I look at it that way, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to take it. So, and I changed my mind. I wasn't going to take it. I suggested if you're under 35, or even under 40 and have no underlying conditions, which is most people and not me, then, then fine, do what you got to do. But, you don't really have to take it. But you wouldn't take it even after 6 months. If, say, I took it, I'm like, hey, everything's cool because now, I don't have to wear, well, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to look in the future. Possibly, if it's like anything else, I would have to know either people or be close to, one person away from other people. There's still some skepticism around how it works and all that kind of stuff. The worst thing is somebody gets it and then catches it and heaven forbid gets really sick. Talk about doubting the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I'm sure that's par for the course and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I would kind of soften up to it eventually. But as long as the good data points, and I know that, one death is too many, and I don't mean to make light of that, but as long as the death rate and other stuff like that, along with, forget the vaccine for a moment, even though that's excellent, there's no reason to believe that treatment isn't going to continue to get even better as well. Yes, exactly. So heaven forbid if you do get it, hopefully we're getting to the point and, tomorrow will be better than today and next month and this month we'll have more better treatment, we'll be more efficient and all that. I mean, we have the greatest frontline people around and, that's more of a calling than anything to do that job. So hats off to all you. But, I have a ton of confidence in all that. So, but yeah, until I get more in the risk or the data changes, I'll leave the vaccine to others that are more at risk, and hopefully that gets out quickly. And like I said, we can get back to normal.
Yeah, and good point on that too, because I brought up earlier, we were separating these videos of on YouTube and stuff like that. But I brought up earlier how hospitalization rates are crashing. Rates, not people who are going to the hospital. The rate, the average person, out of everyone who has COVID, and also fatality rates. And I could show that, once again too, how they're crashing. This is as of 2 days ago, right? So, I mean, you're looking at the percent of hospitalization rate is now down to 3% of the amount of people have COVID. It was in August, it was 6% and over 16% in April. And same with death rate, where it's down below 2%, right? So the fatality rate, which was, in April, above 14%, which is crazy. So, that's evidence that suggests, hey, the medicine's working. Plus, we're keeping these people who at most risk safe, which is great, right? So we're all doing a good job on that front.